Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am pulling one card for each sign today, and this is for the date of September the 21st. This gives you a quick peek at the energies for your rising sign, your sun sign, your moon sign. If you happen to know your other planetary placements, this will tell you about Neptune, about Venus, about Jupiter, your Saturn placement. This can give you a lot of juice here in one video if you know those placements. If you don't, check out astro-seek.com. You can start a free account there and generate a birth chart for yourself so that you can find those placements. All right, let's get started for today, shall we? Aries, your card is up first. Here we have the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is just telling me that there is something in your life that you are really enjoying, that you're liking, that maybe even you love. This could be the company of a person, this could be a hobby, a project, a business, a work project. Could be a lot of different things, but this is something that feels satisfying to you and that you love. And this is something that is new with this Ace of Cups. Could even be a new idea that you would love to take action on. Okay. The other way this can come in, if it's not new, this could be renewed as well. And I feel like for some of you that is actually going to apply. Otherwise, Spirit would not have reminded me of that right then. Okay, let's look at Taurus next. So Taurus, what you have showing up is the Moon card in reverse. Moon card in reverse just means that there was a situation in your life that you thought was kind of suspicious, let's say. And with the Moon card, there's some information that comes out about that situation that really clears everything up for you, brings a lot of clarity around that situation. And now you have the opportunity to think about, okay, how much do I really want to be involved in this situation? How much do I want to have to do with it now that I know the whole picture? Also of note, when the Moon card shows up in reverse, this information is not coming up because you're digging for it. It's coming up just really rather organically. Okay. Next, we're looking at Gemini. By the way, this is my Druid Craft Tarot, for those of you who are wondering. So Gemini, we have the Hanged Man showing up, and this is just telling me that you are taking some time today to really ponder something, maybe even meditate on it, because you have a situation that you're not exactly sure what you want to do moving forward with this. And so you're taking some time to really think that over and sort that out for yourself. Okay, so that's Gemini. Next up we have Cancer. Okay, so Cancer, you guys have the Tower card. Those of you who have been watching me for a while, you know what I'm going to say about this card. It can start off really rough, and it can sort of take your breath away, make you lose your feet out from underneath of you. But the longer term picture, this is the beginning of a longer story where for right now, something that made you feel secure, that maybe you thought was going to be around indefinitely, is suddenly and unexpectedly removed from your life. And it's the beginning of a longer story, because what happens in the end is that you end up replacing, because you have to replace this thing that made you feel secure or made you feel safe. And what you replace this thing with ends up being better than what you had before. So it is a card that talks about thriving rather than surviving, but it does start off with a bumpy start. And so today could be the point where we're at the start with the bumpy ride there, and getting ready, just getting in that space to bring in something better than what there was before. We have to move out the old to bring in the new. This is Spirit kind of helping us, saying, yep, we're moving out the old now. Let's go for the new. All right, next let's look at Leo. Nine of Swords showing up for you. This just means there's something that you're stressing out about. Usually when the Nine of Swords shows up, not only are you stressed out about something, but it's generally something you don't have that much control over. And so you want to look at this situation and see if there's anything that you can do to improve this situation. If there is, do that. But most of you are already going to have done that, to be honest with you. And so now it's just time to just look at the situation and recognize, how much control do I actually have? And now it's time to sort of let it go and let the situation do whatever it needs to do organically, since there's nothing else that you can do at this point. You have to find a way to make peace with letting this situation go the way it needs to go. Okay? Trust. Trust in the universe and this whole idea that things are always working out for us. All right? Next up, let's look at Virgo. No, who was that? Yeah, that was Leo. Next up, we're doing Virgo. So Virgo, death card in reverse. Boy, we've just got a string of fun stuff, don't we? So Virgo's death card in reverse just means that you, I feel like for most of you, you're interacting with somebody who knows that they need to make some changes, and yet fear is really holding them back from making those changes. The reason this is showing up in your card is because by this person, whether they choose to make changes or not, has a pretty significant impact on your own life and how things work out for you as well. Okay, so that's Virgo. Next up, we're looking at Libra. Libra, Three of Pentacles, a little bit of lighter energy than the last three cards. This just talks about collaborating with somebody to get something done. This can be meeting for band practice or helping somebody with a project, but some type of collaboration here happening for Libras. Let's see what Scorpio has. Scorpio, Justice card. This can be a legal decision that is being made that regards us, and this would be a legal decision that's being made in a fair way. The other thing that this can be a breakup card in a situation where say that Scorpio or Scorpio placement people have been putting in more energy and effort into the relationship and realizing that it's not working. This can be calling the relationship off. When the Justice card comes in upright for the end of a relationship, it does talk about that this is fair. This is the person putting in more energy and effort. They're the one that's more invested, and if they're calling this off, this is more of a fair outcome. Sometimes when the Justice card comes in reverse, it talks about somebody who really wasn't that invested in the relationship anyway, just throwing it away. And that is, that's kind of not fair to the other person who's totally invested. So this talks about, a fair decision, a fair conclusion, possibly a breakup, but doesn't have to be. Could even be a divorce, doesn't have to be, but this is a very fair decision that is made in a solid way and that impacts our lives. Okay, so that's for Scorpio. Next up, we're looking at Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, with this Six of Swords, this just means that you're moving away from something that was having a negative impact on you. This could be a negative thought process, a toxic relationship, an unhealthy work situation. Could be a lot of different things that we're talking about here that you're moving away from. The key thing with the Six of Swords is that not only are we moving away from something that was holding us down or dragging us backwards, is that we don't really know where we're going. We don't know what the destination is. We just know that we need to get away from that negative situation, and that's what the focus is away. All right, next we're looking at Capricorn. And so Capricorns, we have the Queen of Cups showing up in reverse. Is this you or somebody else? Somebody else. Okay. So for Capricorns, this is telling me that there's somebody you're interacting with today who has been trying to act like everything's okay for a long time. But something happens and it becomes kind of the last straw on the camel's back. And this person has an emotional explosion. This is like an emotional volcano going off because this person's been holding back for such a long time. How they're reacting could seem like an overreaction. It definitely is bigger than is warranted by whatever happens today with that last straw and whatever sets them off, but they're actually reacting to things that have been building and building and building, and not everybody's going to realize that. So interacting in a situation with this actually happening, I don't feel like this is you, Capricorn. I feel like you're witnessing this explosion. Next up, we're looking at Aquarius. So Aquarius, we see you here as the Queen of Swords. Now the Queen of Swords is really a seeker of truth. I'm not sure what's going on with my lighting there. Interesting. The Queen of Swords is a seeker of truth, and she's somebody that really can smell BS a long ways away. I do feel like you are looking for the truth of something. You're looking for how something can be handled in integrity and in truth itself. I think you're also looking at something in a very logical way. You're looking at, does this make sense or not, as you're evaluating it and making plans. And I do think that you are making plans about going forward. And I think the integrity of anybody involved with you in these plan making is very much being analyzed or under scrutiny at this point in time, Aquarius. Next up, we're looking at Pisces. So Pisces, another swords card, the Eight of Swords. This is telling me that there's something going on where you're feeling stuck or paralyzed, like you can't move forward. And with this card coming in, this is also telling me that whatever this is that has you stuck or paralyzed, this is something that is having to do with your own perspective. You are sort of stranding yourself here whenever we see this card come in. You are, through your own perspective, you're limiting and restricting yourself and not allowing yourself to move forward. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. I do appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to enter the contest by putting a comment below the video if you would like to do that. Also, thank you for sharing and thumbs upping this video. Thank you to those of you ordering readings and Reiki sessions by phone and by Skype. And I just want to tell you all, I appreciate each and every one of you so much. It's because of you guys that I get to do what I love to do for my living. Everybody have a fantastic day, and I will see you all back here on the next video. Peace out.